Well, I'm glad to see y'all finally made it. I'm, I'm joking. I'm sorry for being so late. Uh, yeah, I've been struggling back here. uh, this is, I don't know. This is different. I didn't know how I'd feel. I still don't know how I feel, but it's something that I wanted to do. It's something I feel I need to do. That's why I'm here. So I'm so sorry for I mean, and I am. That's just because that's my personality, and it's something I don't like about me is I'm always late. But when there's something that I really am intimidated by, there's something that really is, stumping me, plaguing me, just riddling me, then it's a self sabotage. It's a self sabotage behavior I'm aware of. I just don't know how to get around it sometimes, and I do it to myself. And That's okay. Knowing is half the battle. So, thank you for being here. I'm so glad. I'm so blessed that y'all are here. Um, this has just been you just never know how you're going to feel. I never know if I'm going to feel numb or if I'm going to feel disconnected. I mean, it's all I've known and consumed and lived for 3 years, going on 3 years. And so it's consumed me. And I mean, I'm being honest. Like I said, everybody grieves in their own way. And my way, I'm not saying my way is the right way, but it's just been my way. Everybody does it differently. And it's like 2 years ago on this day, we got answers. I feel like I got answers. I I remember whenever Jen, the all mom, when her and I first began, talking or whatever, I reached out to her, and I remember her saying, I was trying to learn how to do Zoom, and so we would meet backstage, kind of like, StreamYard. StreamYard's just very easy. It's way more easier. And I remember it was like a 4-hour conversation, and just her and I just going back and forth. And, she had made a comment, like, and I mean, it's ignorance, we don't know unless we ask or unless you go through it. You don't know. And so I totally get it. But I didn't even, let me go back. So she was like, well, do you ever think that it would have been better if y'all had not found the kids? And in that moment, I had never thought of that once they were found. I never went back and was like, oh, I was like, no, that would be, if the kids were still missing to this very day, if they were missing right now, I don't know what, I can't imagine that type of horror for those who never find their loved ones. And she was just like, oh, it was kind of, it reminded me of whenever I heard the rumblings of cult. And I was like, when I said that very ignorant thing, and Larry looked at me like I was insane. And I said that Charles Manson didn't kill anybody. I was like, he didn't do anything. But I didn't know. I shouldn't have spoke about it. And a lot of times I speak ignorantly of things. I know, I think we all do. I mean, we're all human. Um, and it's okay. It's okay. It's just the only way I learn. It's the only way I have found is by watching, observing. I mean, even uh, my first marriage, we were young, and I would sit outside and watch my first husband. He'd sit there and work on his damn truck. It was a damn lowrider, okay. And I would just sit there and just kind of observe, and that's how I learned. Um, it got to the point where I could probably change out some lead springs, and way better than he could for sure. But I've always been like that. I've observed my grandparents. They were such hard workers. My mom Trahan and my papa Trahan, I was really close to them, and they're just old school. I mean, my grandmother's 91, and I often put myself into her shoes. I try to, I'm empathetic. Okay. So I try to imagine what it's like for her. She is 91 years old. This woman is a badass. That's all I'm saying. I mean, no, I didn't mean to do that. She is I just admire her so much. And she has made such a positive and huge impact on my life. Yeah. And she's my step grandmother in all actuality. But you would never tell. Nobody could ever tell that, because it's not always about blood, who you're blood related to. That's my mama, and she she's 91, so she comes from the Wayback Machine. When times were different. And her and my grandfather both they worked so hard all the time. They worked constantly, which there's, a good side and a bad side in everything, I believe. And I watched her. I learned from her. We'd go to the garden, and I would put on my rubber boots, and I'm like, okay, come on, Mama. We'd go feed. I thought I was just going to play with the ducklings or whatever, but, really, she was hanging out with me. That was, my grandmother, and that's what you do with your grandkids, I'm assuming. I don't have any yet. Maybe I never quite understood, like whenever my mom became a grandmother, how different she is with my kids. I'm just like, wait, you didn't bake cookies for me? What the hell? But I get it. It's like you learn because you're young and you go through all these different life experiences, and they mold you, they form you into, who you are going to be later on. And I don't really know where I was going with the Momo story, because there are so many avenues to go. There's just so many lessons, so many things I learned just from observing, just from listening, from watching. Now, my Momo, and I think this is just a thing that old timers do. I think we all do it, really. But she'd say, I'm going to show you how to mop. And I'd be like, okay. And so she'd be getting that mop, boy, and she'd go to town. Okay. And I'm like waiting on her to hand it over to me. And she done mop the whole damn floor. You do it just like this. And I'm like, okay. I'm ready. I'm ready for the mop. And she'd mop the whole damn floor. And then, but anyways, that's just kind of funny. She never would hand me. Then I was like with everything, it didn't matter what we were doing or what she was teaching me. I don't know. I just kind of caught on to that, and sometimes I'd just be like, oh yeah, how do you do that? But I don't even know really what to talk about today. I know who. I want to talk about them all. I want to blast my music right now so bad. I don't give a shit about monetization. I don't care. I really don't. I mean, it's just I do and I don't. And it's not about that. I just the past 3 years, I have there are so many signs, so many symbols, so many. I don't know. Someone's vibrating over here. I'm trying to do a live stream, whatever this is. I only have 1, 2, 3 phones. They're not all working, but um, anyways, there's so many. I found in my experience, in my grief, in my coping, I found signs, symbols, songs, music, words, people saying something. The other day, Jen did send me something from her and Michelle's wedding. And I was like, wow, that is so cool. It's just another, I'll say, I'm getting around to it, I promise. It's just a reminder. It reminds me just why I'm here. This is why I'm here. This is why I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just over here doing it. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. It would help to know what it is exactly. It gets kind of frustrating. But so when I noticed the Love Always Wins and Uncle Charles' email to his attorneys calling off the divorce, basically signing, just releasing his death warrant, basically, ultimately. And at the end of that email, he said, what can I say? He said, love always wins. And that just, I don't know what it was. It grabbed me. It's like, I didn't choose it. It chose me. And I was, at that very same time, I was sitting and I was trying to figure out what is the name I could pick for the channel that would umbrella per se. I don't know what else to use that would represent all of the victims, and the name of one of my playlists, one of my playlists name was Difficult Research. And Eric had noticed and he was like, I really like the name of your playlist. And I was like, that's it. Difficult Research. Oh my God. I'd already named a playlist this way before. And it is exactly what it was. This is difficult. I hear it in so many people who talk about this case. Everybody says difficult. I swear. I'm like, oh, they said difficult. It is. And it has the word cult in it. Okay. Sometimes people don't notice that. Difficult. And so that's why I named the playlist that. And then ultimately I named my channel, this channel, that. Their channel. This is their channel. It's not mine. I'm just a late taxi driver, if you will. But I'm just doing my best to not only find or be a voice for them, but to find my own voice. This is nuts. And there's a blessing and a curse. There's the good and then there's the bad, and I feel like that is relevant in every single aspect of our lives. Really. So the love always wins. Okay. I was going to name the channel Love Always Wins, but then I was like, that's really not catchy. It not for a channel, because this is mine. This is my journey, the research, difficult, this part of it. But the victims, Charles, Tylee, Tammy, Joe, and JJ, they all five, whether we can prove some murders or not, it doesn't matter. Victims, ultimately the victims, and they lie at the heart of this. They do. And they're so worth it. They are so worth it. It really sucks. Because it is a labor of love. This isn't fun. Although there are plenty of moments where I do laugh. There are moments, because of this, I talk about it. I talk about my feelings. I talk about things, which are so revealing. It's so raw and vulnerable. And that's okay. I'm okay with it. If people, there are those, and they exist everywhere, who will take the very thing you're sharing with them and they will use it as a weapon against you, which that's on them. I don't know how to do anything for anybody else. I can only be me. I'm the only me there's ever going to be, and you're only you're ever going to be, right, KJ? So love always wins. And it also is law, LAW. Okay. So I thought about that. Love always wins. Love always wins. It's something that my uncle wrote. And I know in my heart and in my soul, I know with my every fiber of my being, that love is what led my uncle. I mean, he may have been, it may have been the death of him, but it was also the life of him. Or if that makes any sense. It just, oh my God, I need to find my words. It represents all of the victims and beyond. It represents so many different things. To me, it guides me. It resonates with me, because love, at the end of the day, at the end of today, at the end of this live stream, at the end of that sentence, at the end of my life, when I take my last breath, it is the only thing that matters. In my opinion, it's the only thing that matters, because I can't take none of this with me. I look forward to, if there is a heaven, if, I mean, nobody, I've never nearly died. I've been pretty traumatized, and I mean, I get it, but there's no solid proof. It's kind of like, I don't know if I want to compare it to this, but it's like the Apple iCloud, the cloud. You don't see it. They say it's there, and you just have to trust all your stuff's in there. I don't know. That's, I suck at that. Well, I can muck some stuff up, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. I can laugh at myself. And I hope you laugh too, you know, because in the middle of all this chaos, it's the love. It's where I find joy. It's where I make connections. It's where I'm able to share. And it's the point of this. Okay, I think I just had a little revelation of my own. Well, I get it. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for this. I mean, it's not like we had the choice. It's not like we were given, hey, is it okay if we annihilate your family? And then, no, we weren't. Neither were they. Okay, they weren't like, hey, we're going to snuff you out. I know, but it's the truth. I know I'm being but it's real. It's real, and I don't want to sugarcoat it. I don't want to sugarcoat it. I've noticed that people have started, and I've noticed it everywhere. People are starting to say they were killed and killed. I'm like, no, they were murdered. They were murdered. That is a heavy word. I don't want it to lose its luster. I don't want it to lose its impact because it keeps hammering you. It never just kills. Kill sounds like a day in the park, Murder is an act. It's I don't even know. I'm just making stuff up as I go. But I mean, it's choice. I mean, you can be killed in a car accident, but you can't be, I don't think, murdered in an accident unless it's vehicular homicide, and that's pretty technical. But do you know? I mean, y'all know what I mean. I hope. Love always wins. I know this. I also I've always been a very emotional person. I'm always hypersensitive to the people around me. I can read people. I can kind of pick up on their energy. And, some people suck the ever-loving life out of you. You're like, okay, I'm good. You got to go. And it doesn't mean it's not always bad. I have to recharge my batteries. I have to go back and regroup and kind of reflect off everything. And I try to look at different aspects, different points of views. That's why, KJ, that's why her channel, her voice has been so instrumental in my healing. She has this way. And we all have that. We all have our own gifts or our own perspectives, our own points of view to share with everybody. And they're fascinating. I'm like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, we learn so much from each other. And it's just that is a really awesome thing that did result from such selfish and heinous acts made by Chad and Lori. All because two people fell in lust. That usually says because two people fell in love. I'm like, because two people fell in lust and the loin fire, everything was flaming. I'm sure it was burning. Anyway, I hope it does. I hope it burns. Oh, because I know it's burned our brains, it's burned our eyes and our ears. We didn't have to, but then we did because we want to know. That's the difficult part of the research. It's not easy, it's not fun, but it's necessary to know the story, to figure it out, to get into their not crazy, psyche, but into their insane, psychotic brains, their self-serving, their selfishness. That's, you know, we all want to know why. It started with, where are the children? Where are the children? Where are the children? I watched Dr. Phil with, when it was Mom, Larry, Colby, I think Annie. I never got to watch it in its entirety. I get it in little segments. Hell, I might even have it screen recorded way back in the day, but yet to find it. But there was this one part of the Dr. Phil interview, and I really was concerned with my dad, for my dad. He was, sitting they were all up on the stage and on those tall stools, and he said, "Where are the kids? Where are the kids?" And then when the third time he put his fist down, his eyes stayed shut for I don't know how long. I was just like, did it freeze? No, I really think that he legit was just pissed off, angry. Where are the kids? Where are the kids? Where are the kids? You know where the money is, Lori. You know where your new buck is. You know all these things. You know how many dark people there are on the earth. You are so freaking smart. You know where your kids are. And that's something I was like, they're not missing to her. She missed them. She misplaced them. She knew damn well what she was doing. Chad knew damn well, because he was right there, hand in hand, precept upon precept. And Laura even gives that testimony. She talks about, and I didn't get it at the time because I didn't know that much into the religion part, because it's Jacob's ladder. She said, I was on that when she's talking about the testimony of her. If he comes at you once, if he comes at you twice, if he comes at you three, you can, justifying murder basically for Joe, in my opinion. And she also said something about the bottom rung, like the bottom rung of the ladder. And I was like, okay. And so these preparing of people, I've watched them, okay, till my mind is just like, oh my God, y'all suck. The only thing that keeps me interested is Jesus, okay? Is Jesus. I'm like, Jesus. He's got me, He's guiding me. He's showing me everything that I need to be doing. It's I ran across this person because he guided me there. Can I help you? You're not quiet. No. Well, what's up?
I was just going to check on you.
Oh, I'm fine. You
see if you needed a witness or somebody to testify.
No. Okay. I'm sorry. Jason's just saying hi. I've got a little barricade right here. Not on purpose. Babe.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
I'm like, it is so distracting. And I'm already a distraction.
Okay.
You know me. Mel. I love you. I know. I stutter step big time. Hey. Kathy, come talk to me backstage. Talk me off the ledge. Love you. I will. That's my saving grace right there. But yeah. So Lori was talking about the bottom rung. And so, anyways, it's just interesting to pick up on little patterns. And just like I said, me, Mel. She says that to Melanie Gibb. You know me, Mel. And then Jenna says it. Lori said to her, Mom, you know me. I mean, I'm just like, yeah, that's Lori. You know me. Yeah, well, we know you. And now we know what you knew where the kids were, in my opinion. I don't know. We sit here, I know that, and I get caught up into it too, because I don't know how this is going to turn out. I just know that they're not going to win. That's all I know. That's all I can say. I don't know how it's going to go down. We have no say-so in it. Unfortunately, it seems like we're the way the judicial system works. It seems like the alleged, whatever you call them, the accused, they have more rights than we do. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're going, okay, and I can't freaking stand it. It pisses me off. I'm just like, why do I have to watch my P's and Q's? Why do I have to? I didn't do any of that. I was just here to drown with the surge that they caused. But I guess the only thing that just reinforces it, it reassures me so much that they're not going to get away with this. Not on this probation, or the next probation, or the next eternity, the next go around on this planet. I don't give a shit. They're not going to win. I can guarantee you that. You just have to take my word for it. I don't know. We're just going to have faith. I just don't see them. I don't feel it. There's not one inkling of me that's just like, oh yeah, no, they could possibly wiggle one way where it seems like, oh my God, but that's how it's like. In the same sense, she's still controlling me. She's still dictating how I feel, how I live, how my day's going to be. And so that is me giving Lori and Chad the power over me and my happiness and the rest of my life. And they don't get to do that. They are nobodies. They are nothing burgers. They are a pimple on Satan's ass. Okay? They ain't nothing. And it's probably like an ingrown hair, I don't know. They're nothing. And they will always be nothing. They chose to I mean, come on. Come on. Who in the hell justifies or tries to justify murdering your loved ones, children especially, and your unsuspecting spouses who weren't ready to be ambushed? They weren't. Uncle Charles didn't know there was an ambush waiting. He didn't have a dog in that hunt. He knew something was off, but it's like, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I just assume. I mean, it just is what it is. She's either, I don't know. We're going to stop him from going to do what he said he was going to do. Bring JJ to school. He showed up to do that. He walked into an ambush. And then you have, so he wasn't able to fight. They don't fight fair. Where I come from, let's go toe to toe, and we're going to fight square. And we're going to fight fair. You know, you don't bring a gun to a knife show. You know, that's not fair. That's not how this works. That's not cool. And it's very cowardly. It's so cowardly, and just, it just goes to just, I mean, if Lori and Chad had any fans, which I doubt it, no. I mean, even I feel sympathy or empathy for them. I feel sorry for them. I do. I really feel sorry for them because they're a disgrace. They're a human disgrace. They're a human stain. They're human stains on this earth. They don't deserve to breathe the same air as we do. They don't deserve shitty jailhouse food. So, but they chose their unsuspecting spouses, Tammy, and this is all alleged. I'm not going to say allegedly again, unless it's just by accident, because I've made myself say that damn word to protect myself. I'm going to say what I need to say. They chose to take out 2 children, and that, I think, is what haunts me the most. That is what, I mean, I'll never know. I can only imagine. And the only comfort I find in that aspect of their last moments, you know, when those kids, when Tammy and Charles, maybe even Joe, I don't know. But he's in there. Okay. He's here. He's right here. Just the last moments of somebody you really loved and trusted taking you out of this world. That, to me, is the most horrifying part. But the only comfort I find in it is that, you know, it hopefully was fast and quick. That's all I can pray for. But I know that I can try to prepare for what I'll hear in court, but I'll never honestly prepare for it. That's me being unrealistic. You know, that's lessons. And that just goes with everything. But for 3 adults, however many adults who are grandparents, for Christ's sake, grandmothers and grandfathers. Okay, it's not girls going wild. It's like grandma's going wild. I don't even know. It's just, what the hell? I just don't understand it. And I don't have to, and you don't have to. We don't have to understand it. Because you can't you can't. I've tried. I'm trying to understand things from their lens. I'm never going to stoop that low. I don't even see. There's like a subfloor under the hell, jail, whatever, where they're at. They're so far beneath me. I don't know. I mean, have you ever heard that saying, you know, pick on somebody your own size, basically? Yeah. No, not them. Not them. They're the extreme team. They're going to go and find the most vulnerable people to prey. And I mean P-R-E-Y, pray. P-R-E-Y, pray. Pray upon. And that's so effed up on so many planets, on so many different worlds. Thank you, Medea. And thank you earlier, KJ. I saw that. Thank you. I love y'all. Detective Stoller, I see you. Hey, Carrie. Medea thinks there's no way to prepare for what you've endured and what's to come, but love will win somehow. It always wins, Medea thinks. Thank you. I know what you're saying, but I just keep applying love always wins to every aspect, every difficult part, every beautiful part. I apply it through application. I apply it. I write it over and over and over again, y'all. That's all I do is when I'm doing whatever, I sit here, look on my pens and stuff. Like, this is retarded. The stuff that I have. I mean, I have every color, and I literally sit here and I draw hearts and I write love always wins over and over. And it's crazy. It's a cool crazy. I don't know. I don't know. I was an artistic person. I still am. I miss editing. I miss doing videos like I used to, because I really did them I did them without talking, because you can talk through music. You can speak so very loud and so very clear through music. That's how I used to talk. And then when this came along, I didn't have to, but I chose to learn more about the things that I didn't understand, because I didn't want to be ignorant. I didn't want to be like, well, I don't understand what they're saying. I wanted to know, and I still do. I want to continue. Let's progress. And one day, in God's time, He will. Okay, in God's time, I will become into that person that is more refined and that can effectively convey my feelings and be an effective voice for the victims, because they are who matters here. Everything that we're striving for, everything that we're pushing for, journey to justice, the long road, just going through this entire process with everyone here who's going, y'all are doing the same exact thing. We're doing this together. We're that army. God's army. I can't explain it. It just reminded me of footprints in the sand. I used to, I guess because I saw it so many times, I read it so many times, footprints in the sand, and I was just like, do, but I never experienced it. I never experienced it. I just said experience, like Julie Rowe. Experience. I never experienced it, or if I did, I didn't know. But I knew. Me and my brother's dad died April 23rd of 2021. And oh my gosh, when you get old and kind of chunky and you can't reach to scratch that itch in your back, you're welcome. But our dad died, and still haven't dealt with that. Or I don't know. I don't know if I can handle it. And then it's actually, oh my gosh, I've had a few stepdads. And And that's not a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as I've been blessed to be loved by so many and to also love so many. It's whenever people begin to hate, that's when we have problems, obviously. That's why we're here. I have always, I've always had, a couple sets of grandparents. I'm down to 2 grandmothers. How many people get to say that? I'm really blessed in that sense. I've had many teachers, still do. And I don't know. I can't promise y'all, I can't sit here and I'm not going to lie to you and say that it gets easier. If anything, it's like it's starting to really come to fruition. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm feeling the feelings, going through them, working through them. I don't know if they transformed, because they weren't missing the whole, I don't know how to explain it. How do I explain this? Just the initial shock of hearing that, Uncle Charles was killed, that he was killed. How does that do? To me, that word it doesn't convey what really happened. It doesn't really tell their story. That's how I feel. So when I learned that my uncle was murdered, I have never, I've had angry moments. Come on now. I'm pretty passive aggressive. And I don't care to be, but I also don't like it to consume me either. I don't want to be an angry person. But I flew into a fit of rage. I don't know how to explain it. I was so freaking pissed. I was so mad. And I just remember Mom, and it's like we were ping pong balls or something, and we were just like all just pacing, and I was so freaking pissed off. I was so pissed. I was so mad. And that's just not me. And I don't know. I still really can't identify with my reaction. I'm like, why'd you do that? I don't know. It's just, it was knee-jerk reaction. I don't know. And so, and Dad, that my mom had, and Larry had to hold themselves together and try to talk to Satan herself so that they could try and intervene. That takes a special person right there. But it also represents the very cloth that I'm cut from. I love being cut from the same cloth as Tylee, JJ. They're all my family. We're all, I can't separate them. But Lori messed with the wrong mother crackers. I don't even know I can't cuss, so, or I don't need to. She messed with the wrong bitches. That's all. JJ's biological mom, she shared with me a lot, at the very beginning of all this, when I don't even think the kids were missing yet, or maybe so. Maybe they just I don't remember the time, but and she's just funny, and she said, and she just always has such insight. She's got her issues, but who doesn't? I'm not going to judge her for being human. Okay. I don't have that position. That's not my place. That's for her to do. That's not for me to do. I mean, we all have to do our own journey. We can't do it for anybody else. And so, like, I remember her saying, Lori doesn't get any glory in this story. It's just like, you're so silly. And I mean, I think about that sometimes. I'm just like, she don't get no, she never had it. She tried. Boy, she tried. But she's never going to get it. Lori and Chad, they don't even like who they are inside. So they're incapable of loving a plant or a blade of grass. They're just, it's all fake. It's all fake. That's what they are. They're cowards. They're cowards. I sound like Scott Reich. Coward. They're a coward. And I don't think it's fair that they're breathing. I don't think it's fair that Tammy's not, enjoying her grandbabies. And like, I have memories with my mama Trahan about going and working in the garden and going to feed all the chickens and the duck. I'd sit there and play with all the ducklings and stuff. Tammy don't get to do that with her grandbabies. Come on, Daybell siblings. Come on. We're all rooting for you. Your mama needs a voice. Your dad, he used his mouthpiece. Okay. It's just, your mama needs you. But until then, we'll keep on keeping on. Right, chat? Right. I don't know. It's just so many things. Y'all know that. I know I'm not really even reading the chat, because if I do, I'll get so distracted. Y'all already know all these squirrels. All the nuts. All the squirrels. I know it's not easy, but I do know that it's worth it. They're worth it. They're dead. They're never going to breathe another breath ever again. Not here. Not in this, whoever believes in it or not, not in this lifetime. That was stolen. And that's not fair. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not, whatever. Oh my gosh, I can't think right now. Thou shalt not cheat. Thou shalt not be an asshole. There you go. Thou shalt not play God. I'm just paraphrasing. I'm finally, there's that. This is a pattern, guys. This came out in 2006. LDS top 5 charts. Is a celebrity or athlete that you admire on an LDS top 5 chart? I hope the hell not. Okay, because anybody on their charts, hell. But it's so eerie. Everything that, real quick about the author. Oh wait, let me see. There was this one thing and I was like, ooh, that's gross. I never could find the book during a live stream because it's small, like Chad. Very, very small person. That insignificant. Introduction. Plug your ears. Trigger warning. No. It says, growing up, I wanted to be either a sports statistician, or Casey Kasem's replacement on the American Top 40 countdown. Neither of those jobs quite worked out. Ugh. Merely becoming hobbies of mine. You see what he did with his hobbies, right? Teeny weeny. Bo Peep. I don't even know what that pertains to, but I'm applying it to teeny weeny. Okay. Let me not look at that. Okay. Neither of those jobs quite worked out for Chad Daybell. I just threw Chad Daybell in there. Merely becoming hobbies of mine. This book, however, is the product of my interest in such things, as well as being a member of, he wrote the LDS Church, but it's the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I need to clarify that to be included in this book, that's telling right there. I need to clarify that to be, privy enough to be included on his lists, which I call them hit lists. That's my right to freedom of speech. I think they're freaking hit list. My mom was on one also. That was Oprah. So it was, that's something I don't get, where the lists differ from the vibrations and the levels and estates and that's the crap that you find on, you find it in wiki fandom, whatever the hell that is. That's where I find a lot of crap. I'm just like, how did I get to these freaking animated characters? How did I get here? Anyways. I need to clarify that to be included in this book, a person doesn't need to be and he put in quote, active Mormon, unquote. In fact, some of these people weren't even LDS at the time of their greatest accomplishments. But in our humble Mormon way, we have put our arms out and embraced these new converts. Likewise, if Paul McCartney, Julia Roberts, and Shaquille O'Neal all suddenly joined the church, we'll find a place for them in these top 5 charts. Now, they won't, but Chad will. Chad, he's ready. He's plotting, documenting, and contemplating, and assigning percentages and levels. Whatever. He's a jerk. He's an asshole. He's a prick. He says, I have done my best to not include anyone who has openly spoke out against the church. Robbie, be quiet. Practice. Okay. Sorry. I don't need to look away. Okay. I have done my best to not include anyone who has openly spoken out against the church. These people on these charts are comfortable being a Mormon, at least in the cultural sense, and most of them have family members who are active in the church. That don't even make any lick of sense to me. Does it? Chad Daybell sucks. He sucks. He don't make the top of any of my lists. Not even my shit list. He don't qualify. Anyways, so he's done his best to not, what a joke. Or like KJ, she's always like, give me a break. I'm like, we got to get her some Kit Kats. I love you. I'm saying it. And I'm joking because I need to laugh right now. Okay, I know. So anyways, let me find my place again. The people on these charts are comfortable being a Mormon, at least in the cultural sense. And that's his perception. He's saying they're okay with it because I put him on there. Who is he? Lowercase g God? Anyways. And okay. One exception. Oh, there's an exception. One exception is when a person was a member of the church at the time of his or her historic accomplishment. I bet they include it. Hold on. I bet he includes it. Such as #1 song and then subsequently left the church. Those instances are rare. He left the church. Good God. Oh, what a piece of shit. Okay. God, I'm so sorry, y'all. I looked away and I'm just, or it's like I'm sitting here mulling it over. One exception is when a person was a member of the church at the time of his or her historic accomplishment, such as #1 song, and then subsequently left the church. Those instances are rare. But for now, I have included the accomplishment along with the explanatory note. So I guess he's going to tell us why they made his chart. They met his expectations. I guess. I'm just assuming. Along with an explanation. Okay. That policy may change in future editions. Wow. I hear the train coming. Also, I take sole responsibility for the rankings. Accountability. And I guess out of the two, out of Lori and Chad, I see Chad. The bar is so low. Just understand that. Hey, kid, love you. Oh. The bar is so low, but I see Chad just being a little taller than Lori with taking sole responsibility. Taking any kind of, I don't know, I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off, but hey. My feelings are also subject to change. They do constantly. Okay, so also I take sole responsibility for the rankings. Most of the rankings were based on chart positions or sports statistics, but there are a few categories that are as scientific as Mr. Blackwell's best dressed list. And y'all, you know what's crazy is he, in my opinion, Chad copies everybody. I mean, that's something that Jen has said, and I mean, we all see it too. They just all feed off each other. They all copy and paste. I knew in my gut, I'm like, he's not freaking. Not that you have to be smart to figure this out. It just got to be effed up, I guess. You got to be some sort of whacked out that I will never be, nor do I want to be. So I'm doing my best to see it from that lens. And I know that it'll never go to that side because I can't. I'm not that team. I'm on love wins, not love, everybody murder, kill. No. That's the wrong side, in my opinion. But anyways, I do give credit to Jason William, which is his brother-in-law, and John Fernelius for their insightful contributions as we debated the rankings within several of the categories. On second thought, well, here's a little insight. On second thought, blame those two guys if you disagree with anything. I also thank Jack Daybell and Todd Cunningham for their valuable comments and corrections. This book is simply for entertainment and fun. It's so not fun. It's so not fun. All ready? Ready? Let's do it. I'm telling y'all, I really think I haven't told y'all, but I really do. So that we don't pay his commissary, so that nobody, whoever comes in the future from here on out, studies this case, they want to know all this stuff. I bought this book secondhand. I think it was like 70% off, and it didn't come from Chad Daybell, but still, I saw charts. I was like, yeah, I want that. I want to know that because he's ranking people. He does that in the story, not this story. This in ours, this one, mine, ours. Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, Joe. He ranks them. He ranked Detective Hermosillo and Ron Ball. I think it was Ron Ball. My mom, Oprah Winfrey. He's like, you get a rank. You get a grade. You get a grade. You get a grade. He's a piece of crap. Anyways, so this book is simply for entertainment and fun. Woo! So is this video. I have previously written books that contain... Now listen to this. This is significant. Okay. This book is simply for entertainment and fun. I have previously written books that contain church doctrine with eternal significance. Oh my gosh. When I did glance over this the other night, and I was like, you mother... You know what I mean? I was like, didn't John Pryor try to pull that maneuver or whatever with Melanie Gibb? That they weren't... His books were fiction, I think. Yeah. Right? I'd have to go back and listen, but I know that basically he's just making it up. And we all know better. We all know different. Okay. The main purpose. Okay, so I'm going to read it again because it bothers me. This book is simply for entertainment and fun. I have previously written books that contain church doctrine with eternal significance, but this certainly isn't one of them. I beg to differ. The jury is still out on that one. Okay. The main purpose of this book is to recognize the great accomplishments being made by some very talented members of the church. An added bonus would be to have you say, I didn't know that person was LDS, end quote, or to introduce you to some entertainment options that you may not have been aware of before reading through the charts. Now he's about to give some shout outs. I give a huge thanks to Ron Johnston and his entertaining website, famousmormons.net. Ron's website provided great information and gave me leads of where to look for added details. Copy, paste. That's what I think. Here, there, pluck. That's what I've always thought. Just a big Mod Podge of a dash of this, a dash of that. Just somebody experimenting with a recipe for disaster. Ron's website provided great information and gave me leads of where to look for added details. If you enjoyed this book, that's in the front. It's in the introduction. How you know? Anyways, I'm being hypercritical. Sorry. If you enjoyed this book, you would certainly like reading Ron's new book, Famous Mormons. So enjoy the charts. If you happen to question a category's rankings or feel someone has been left out, everybody get y'all's phones. Please email me at the address listed at the back of the book so adjustments can be made in future printings. Yeah. Maybe this new list that came out, the new chart, rating everybody, maybe this was a squeakle. Chad Daybell, January 2006. So there's that. For anybody wanting a screenshot. And the other side of it. If I want to lick the pages. The intro. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's always tricky. All right. So you're welcome. Got your little daily dose of Chad Guy Daybell. All I know is 2 years ago, 2 years ago today, this morning, I was asleep and I heard Eric Grossarth. I heard Eric Grossarth's voice, but he was talking real low. Or maybe Jason just had his phone turned down low. I don't know. That's my recollection of it. And it was the most, I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain it. I just know what I did. It was like I came out of a dream, because I was sleeping, and it's like, or I came out of a dead sleep. Oh, that's a horrible choice of words, and I'm sorry. Anyways, but I did. I came from just a deep sleep, and it's like I sat straight up. Jason was laying next to me, and he was watching Eric Grossarth cover, share the heavy presence of law enforcement, FBI agents, Rexburg Police Department, and I think it's Fremont County Sheriff's Office. I don't think it's a department. I don't know. I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, because I respect every one of those men and women who were there that day and who ultimately reinforced my belief that everything done in the dark will always come to the light. It will always. And that Chad, Lori, and everybody in their circle, everybody that attributed, nobody can ever dim the light of these victims. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Yeah, you can't convince me otherwise. My dream, this is how I envision this, and this is my dream. I'm allowed to dream, I think. Unless it's just left up to, Chad and friends. Chad, Lori, and friends. But she's not much of a visionary. No, she was just a action, and he was like, yes, ma'am. Whoosh. Whipped. It ain't that good. Anyways, but I just remember sitting straight up. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell y'all what I imagined. I'm sorry. One day, since, John Pryor owns 200, whatever address, 1900, whatever number, the address of where the kids were unearthed, Tylee and JJ, their remains were found. The day that they were found, the day we found them, the day that we all got answers. Might not have been the ones we wanted. They definitely weren't the ones we wanted. We all had hope. But it's like, and I didn't want to be pessimistic or whatever. But it's because you have to have hope. That's what keeps you going, is the hope. So I really do feel for these people, anybody who experiences a missing loved one. I can imagine your grief, your pain. So anyways, let me just hurry up and say this so I can move along. But basically, this is my dream. Purchase the house, purchase the property. Whenever John Pryor allegedly, whenever it goes up on the market, it is, to me, it is, nothing will ever grow there That's my opinion. You couldn't just put a memorial park, or, I mean, like just nothing like that. This is what I see. This is what I would like to make happen one day. But I would like to buy that house. I'd like to buy that property. And I would like to have it mowed down. Mow that down. And I would like to... Purple and blue have always been they represent the kids, the blue heart, the purple heart. And I always just envisioned mowing that mother effer down. Okay. Excuse my choice of words. And to put the two of the hugest, most powerful solar powered lights, purple and blue, beaming to the heavens. You don't even have to put Tylee or JJ, because they represent that light. That, I mean, Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell. Nobody can put that out. Nobody can do that. Nobody can take away the light of all these victims. Oh, I love the hearts. Those hearts meant so much to me in the beginning, and still. It was like it's like everybody put their hand in, and everybody's like, like a pact, just like we're all in this together. I really appreciate and love every one of you. And I swear, I wish I could make it to where on my way up to the trial, I could just, make my way up there. And I don't know how that would work, but, I'm a big dreamer. But I would love to meet every one of you face to face. I would love to give every one of you a hug. And thank you personally. I mean, and cheesy as it sounds, or as, I guess, not classy, but not a tour, but just a procession, if you will, or something like that. Maybe one day we'll be able to have services for these children. That would be... I'm looking forward to that. That's horrible. I was about to say I'm looking forward to that day. That's pretty freaking pathetic. I can't wait to bury, or, to memorialize them. Give them a proper memorial. Decent. Humanize. They were human. They were human. Human. And they were so much smarter than their damn mama. I'll tell you that right now. She was just jelly. She was so jealous. Hey, one's man's trash. A powwow with my tribe. Dance and pray. Pray. Clarification here. What you did. Yeah, I'm just saying. There are those that just kind of whoop. I'm sorry that I'm trying to not say sorry. Sorry. It's crazy because, like, my bonus son Leland, he'll say, and we're like, oh my gosh. And then we're all saying, and so I'm like, okay, we got to stop this. So we're trying to be aware of what we say. And, so I'm trying to not say sorry. Unless I truly did something, to be sorry about. But I'm just kind of reading back through the comments. I really appreciate every one of you being here. I love every one of y'all. I love the fact that I feel, in my mind, I feel like you all were handpicked by them. It's like they all brought us together. In fact, they did. They brought us together. So, one hand, it's devastating. I don't think that we'll ever get around it. You never get around it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You just have to plow through it. And that's crazy because I used to say, my mantra, I guess, or whatever, I always would say this to myself, you got to get through it to get to it, you know. And then Love Always Wins came, and they all go hand in hand. Whatever gets you through it, whatever positive thing that you can say to yourself that helps you get through your day or the next breath, the next thought, the next day, the next anniversary, the next anything, everything. Remind yourself that. Every now and then I watch this lady that comes on. She came on randomly one time, and now I like when she just kind of comes on YouTube in my playlist or whatever, the recommended autoplay. And her name is Mel Robbins, and she says, go into the bathroom or go stand in front of the mirror and pat yourself on the back. And I'm just like, okay. Sounds crazy. But I mean, it makes sense also. Love yourself. We have to love ourselves. I have to love myself. If I don't love myself, then I'm incapable to love another. You know? And I mean, I get on my own damn nerves. I'm straight up. I get on my own nerves. I also laugh at some of my jokes. My own jokes. Especially, you know, when I'm editing and all that stuff. And I try to do it with my earbuds in so that Jason doesn't have to hear, you know, over and over and over and over again. Because it's annoying as all get out. But I mean, it's necessary. However, a lot of the videos, not that there's many, but that I've done of me talking on a camera, because y'all know I am still very uncomfortable with talking to a camera, and I can see y'all are commenting here. At least that gives me something. But just talking to a damn camera, I'm just like, oh, whatever, you know. And then it's a mind whatever for me, big time. So I'm still trying to get over myself. Here, let's laugh. Let's laugh for a second. Wrong damn phone. It's on this one. Nope, it's on this one. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. This is my old dinosaur, my 6+. And they just all have so many, they all have everything, you know, like when the stories first came out. I mean, it's just different. They're all going off. Let's see. So this is me working on that video about, have we met in a pre-existence? Hebrew speed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. This also. Oh, y'all can see. Oh my gosh, I cannot read. Okay, let me. Oh, that was funny. Hold on. Let me get rid of this music so I don't get a copyright. Damn it. Okay. Hebrew speed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Damn light. also. Oh my gosh, I cannot read. Oh, and there's my bird. Yeah, right. I was like, I cannot read. And then I took a breath in, and then I heard tweet, 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 tweet. And I was like, I was like, it cracked me up. I was like, okay, the folk prophet said the concept of it's funny. I have to laugh or I will go insane. Yeah, drive. You got to drive. Thank you, KJ. I love you. And congratulations, little brands. Congratulations on your nuptials. I was so glad to hear that. Bye, KJ. We love you. Oh, yeah. And this picture right here is one that KJ left here, guys. The other one I have up there. I need more walls. I really don't. I don't need more stuff. But it's like, I know it's like a shrine, but it's like I just want to share. This was my brother, y'all. This was Todd in 1991 when he was 5 years old. This is JJ's biological father. Oh, and this is my baby brother. Isn't he cute? He had his first haircut when he was 6 weeks old. He had his first haircut when he was 6 weeks old. And he was always like, he always played in the dirt. Always. I have many memories of him, just outside with his Tonka trucks and his bulldozers and his front end loaders. And, I liked the dirt too. We were some dirty kids, but it was in a wholesome sense. I used to like making, mud pies and things like that. And when it would flood, I'd be in the ditch. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a ditch kid. I don't know. It seems like times were so much more simpler then. I don't know. And I'm sure every generation says this. The resemblance, right? Looks a lot like JJ. This is Daddy. And then it's also, this picture hasn't been published, so I don't want to, people just zoom in and, steal things, or, you know what I mean? Not steal, but it depends. Some people, some people just do it for the wrong reasons. So, oh yeah, I got my Pretty Lies and Alibis card, and then a little coaster, and then this is Uncle Charles's business card. Ooh, right planning group, and then this is the back, and it's like a thick. Paid good bucks. And this is from Carrie Ann. This was she gave us this in Rexburg. It's beautiful. I cried. You never know. It's just like I don't know. I used to not react to stuff. I've always been emotional, yes, but I don't know. I could control it, I guess. And then Megan Music, made these buttons. So very loved, never forgotten. So Megan Music, thank you. And then this was a gift from Jen, the old mom. And This was our Christmas present. She sent one to me. She sent one to my parents, and she sent one to my brother. Y'all about lost my. It was so thoughtful because I feel like how Tylee was with JJ is how I am with my brother. I'm very protective. I mean, I will do everything in my power to protect my little brother. I love him. I'm proud of him right now. I'm so proud of him. I always believe in him. Even when, we all don't make the right choices. But he's on his way. He's on his way. And that's all that matters. Because we've got work to do. Y'all know that. We've got work to do. And there's no I in team. So, Todd definitely needs to be heard. His voice, his story. Because it is a part of many families' lives these days with the opioid, all these epidemics and people just overdosing on accident and things like that. I mean, it happens. It plagues us now. And we go through all this. And I don't know his journey, but I'm so proud. I'm so proud. And that was actually the last thing that my uncle said to me. The last thing that my uncle said or asked or tossed up at me was, Crescia, how do we get to Todd? How do we get to Todd? Out of all the things that he was going through. And I just, was like, oh, I admire you so much for how you're, JJ had a meltdown. Lori had disappeared for whatever, her 58-day hiatus. She didn't give a rat's ass about her children. She didn't care. She actually took an extra 2 weeks to see JJ because she had what did she have? She had to go, I'm sure, screwing Chad. So there's just really no pretty way to say that. But anyways, so I opened this up and, Jen and Michelle were on streamer, kind of like we're doing here, except you can do it where it's not live. And it was just so thoughtful. It was so thoughtful. And so when you scan, I don't know if I have the app installed on this, but when you scan this barcode right here, holy cow, when you scan that barcode and you see the sound waves, right? It's the video I have comes up when you scan it, and it's Uncle Charles saying, JJ, say your ABCs. ABCs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I have that video in my play. It's one of the first videos I uploaded. And yeah, it just means a lot, It just means a lot. So with that being said, I want to finish where I began. I'm circling back. Thank God. But this love always wins. All this love always win talk, that I've just been sharing and pushing that his message, Uncle Charles. Love always wins. And then Jen sent me a clip she hadn't even realized it. And she said that it was a moment of nostalgia, she just went back and looked. Oh yeah, I'm making you cry. And she said, it's somebody giving a toast and to Jen and Michelle at their wedding, and she said, "Love always wins." Oh, I crap y'all not. I swear, I was like, "Oh my god, wow!" It's just a reassurance to me. It's a, it's no, it's like I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Will I get better at it? I sure as hell hope so. I don't want to get worse. But they're worth it. Every one of them. Tylee reminds me of a phoenix. She reminds me of a phoenix. She is the best representation of that. In my opinion, that's just me. Because of how I'm trying to make it about her and not about them. But the way they tried to destroy and erase her. But a phoenix rises from the ashes. That's just it. These kids just didn't deserve it. No kid deserves this. No family, nobody. Nobody deserves this. So, I don't know. I just know that healing is really, it's the most important thing in this. Making a difference. Because, I was telling my son Leland this the other day. I was like, smile at people. Just say hi. Just, you never know. They might go, and I was talking to Silas, actually, my 6-year-old. And I was like, you never know what that person is going through. You never know. They might not have a mommy and a daddy. They might be living in a tent. There's a lot of homeless people now. And in my area, because of the hurricanes, plural, Trauma Tour 2020. Woo woo. Anyways, and I was like, in that very day, Silas, you might when you run across them and you say hi, or if you see some kids picking on them, you tell them you is kind, you is smart, you is important. I love that little, what I don't know what to call it, saying, that little saying from the help. We are kind. We are. I don't ever know how it goes. You is kind, you is smart, you is important. And we're all those things. We are important. We're significant. We make a difference. You make a difference. I make a difference. Allegedly. We all make a difference. And it's just that one interaction that might be the only positive thing that person hears, or it just catches their attention. And, maybe they felt worthless, or their voice was taken from them. It was silenced for whatever. We don't know. We don't know. And if not, what does it hurt to be nice and be kind? Nothing. It doesn't cost us anything. It's amazing. It's really paying it forward. I think that's the best message we can do. It's just with love. You never know. You might change that person's entire trajectory. I know that you guys have changed my trajectory. I dig it. I love it. I'm so grateful for this side of it. It's not going to be easy, but they're worth it. And they deserve to be heard. You know, they weren't afforded that luxury. And that's not any of our faults. It's nothing, no fault of our own. However, y'all all know, I'm sure Trace on the case and both people, I'm sure they have the list, and Ron, I'm sure y'all have the list. We need to get together. But I mean, and I have lists, and Chad's not the only list writer. Okay. He is not the only person that gets to write lists and charts and stuff. There's so many things that need to be addressed and changed or reconfigured, re-examined within my power. There are so many I don't know. I still don't know, because I don't even know. Like it just dawned on me. It just hit me probably day before yesterday. It was like, oh crap. Oh my God. Okay. So we're going to trial. I think KJ had texted me or something and showed me exactly where she would be staying. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. And it's already June 9th of 2022. And Wikipedia has a list too. It's called Death Row. That's funny. Oh. I'm insecure, Tina. I mean, I definitely do not feel comfortable in front of this. But I mean, I don't know. I'm awkward. It's just who I am, but I'm not, I don't know. It's weird. When I was watching that thing, the HLN or whatever, and my Uncle Jerry was like, he said, I like to look people in the eye. And I was like, that's one of my things. Like and I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know. It's like I can sometimes. And then sometimes I just look everywhere else. I don't want to look at the camera directly. I don't know. I mean, but I find it important too. It's weird. It's so weird. And I'm like, well, but I'm not lying to you, and I'm not about to red rum anybody. But thank you, Michelle. I'm glad y'all have my back, and I know that, and that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful in itself. And I'm here for y'all too. It's just, I wish we could just sit at a big long table and just shoot the shit. We all have our own story, and nobody can tell it like we can, unless, like in this circumstance where, hi, welcome, Karen. For the victims, we have to be their voice because they weren't afforded that. But we all do come from different walks of life. Everybody has a different take, a different perspective, a different experience. Nobody knows it from your viewpoint, your vantage point. That's something I think that Jen, the L mom, Eric, KJ, so many of you were all telling me, and I was just like, but I don't understand. Like, that's not what my intention. I didn't know what my intention was. My intention was to just, I really don't know. It was to be heard. It was to be heard. It was to, like, part of my purpose in, even discovering what a YouTube channel was, that I had one and didn't even know it because I had a Gmail address, and I was like, oh, anybody can? Okay. What do you do? And I just wanted to share a couple, some of the videos that we have of them. You know how many people commented on the bus video and made the statement, oh, I didn't realize that JJ was so vocal, or like he was so dumbed down by Lori. Like he sounded like an invalid. That kid was as smart as a whip. He was smarter than her, that's for sure. Both of them were smart. We're all here. No, those kids were smarter than her. They knew better. I mean, they knew, they could sense it, and that's why Tylee and JJ clung on to each other. Right? Nobody besides, Colby and luckily Cole and Zach, didn't have to live with her full time, and only got her in or got to be under Lori's influence in bursts. It was still too much. But I don't know. This messed up. It's just messed up on so many different levels and so many different devils, I swear. So, I'm so glad that y'all do like the book compilation idea. I've got a lot of positive feedback on that. And I wasn't even thinking about it. It just popped into my head, and it sounded pretty easy, like it wasn't going to take like a mastermind or anything to do it. If Chad Daybell can publish a damn book, guess what? That's not saying much. But anyways, I'm just saying, at least our stories will be a compilation of the majority, the community, of how you truly feel, about how their stories have impacted you. Have they changed the way you view things, or is there something you've already experienced in your own personal life that you connected to, you recognize that? And is that what drew you in? Because I'm so interested in that always. Yeah, right. A monkey could. Thank you. God bless you too. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm telling you, if he can write yeah, like the bar is set low. I mean, look, I bought these at the dang dollar store, and they're just stapled together. Basically, they're a pack of 3, and I was like, I bought a couple packs, and I'll just give them to the boys and the kids or whatever. Whenever I'm like, here, write your own story. It's just cool, and also something I can make myself, but I just don't have time. Thank you, Debbie Bukes. Some people mature, keep on, crush it. It's darn hard work. It is. God, it is. Ugh. It is. And there's so many things I want to do. I don't have, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't know how else to say it. I am, but I'm not. It's like, that's what sets us apart. I appreciate, I love, I am all about supporting everyone who has used their platform to cover our story, the kid story, Tammy, Charles, Joe, Tylee, JJ, everybody's stories, to keep them in the forefront, as well as others. Yeah, okay, there's others. And one day I will be able to, one day it'll all make sense. Right now, I've been trying to make sense of it since it began. Again, the only analogy I can compare it to it is Lori and Chad snapped the picture, and it's a Polaroid picture, and I'm doing this, and I'm like, no, I'm waiting on it. And I'm like, no, still not developed. No. Okay, I'm starting to see everything. Okay, I see. Okay, you kind of see where it's going, right? I have y'all. I have been out of everybody in my family. I'm the only one that I know that has really, really, really drove. And it's funny. Jason said you tend to not stop harping on things until you get your point across. I was like, really? No, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it drives me and it bothers me. You don't just say there's a cult and there not be a damn cult. I'm sorry. You don't do it. Maybe ignorant, but I'm not dumb. You know, I have common sense. I just wasn't educated about Charles Manson. Nor did I want to be. This isn't really my niche. It is now. in a different sense. I mean, there's different sides of every story, and my perspective is going to be different than my brother's, than Annie's, than Colby's, than Cole and Zach. I mean, go on down the line, you know, my daughter. I mean, everybody here, none of our stories are the same. It's from our perspective, but I'm not in competition with anybody on YouTube as far as the, you know, you heard it here first. No. Okay. That's not how I see it. And I mean, some have, you know, brought some things to light, and I appreciate that. I really do. It really does help give us insight. However, it's different than my vision, my journey, what I want from it, what I need from it, what I'm seeking from, you know, that might be that person's journey. And they're like, okay, well, you know, I'm done, you know, I'm finished. Well, I'm not finished. I've got to keep on because my gut has not let up on me yet. And y'all, I used to say it all that, well, I didn't say it because I wouldn't talk on my channel, but I've got these videos and they're just all these screenshots of all these things that were happening from all these people preparing a people, Mike and Nancy James, Sean Little Bear. Sean Little Bear. I don't know. Anyways, and I mean, people were like, it's not a cult. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Move along, you know? if you're, anyways, move out my way, basically. Nobody really, I mean, there were not, I'm not going to call them out, but I remember saying it so many times, that there's this cult. What about the rest of them? 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 It's okay. I couldn't say it enough. And nobody took me seriously. Nobody believed me. Nobody cared. I don't know what they think. I'm not them. I'm not them. I'm not them. They're not me. And then all of a sudden, the indictments came down for Chad and Lori, May of 2021. And my dad and my mom gave an interview with, well, they of course did it with Nate. And then I think the one I remember seeing was with Justin Lum. And my dad was like, okay, now I'm ready to hold the rest of them accountable. And I was like, you know, I didn't even know y'all's position on this, you know, but, and I mean, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. To each their own, even, you know, Jason, my fiance, We all have different perspectives, different journeys. And mine was to hold everyone who attributed to, enabled in their circle that's still going. Still going. I mean, it's exhausting. It is freaking exhausting. I have to watch in my mind. This is my trauma, my grief. This is the way I am grieving. It may not be like that for everybody. I'm okay with that. Just I ask the same. Again, I'm not a YouTuber. I am simply a family member who is affected by this, by murder, the loss of life. Those are my family members also. They're mine. This is my story. And I get to tell it the way I want to. And I feel like it's a lot for, it's too much for one person, right? I mean, I think we can agree on that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going through all of the discovery, all of these texts, all the FOIA? Oh my God. Can you imagine just me and mom and just, or whomever, sitting at the dang table and just being like, what the hell? And then just Googling the crap out of everything. I don't know. I don't know what the hell we would do. I don't know. Whew. So it's scary. Teamwork makes the dream work. The crappiest part was just not being validated. Not being, like, me saying it, nobody ever acknowledged it until Larry said it. When Larry said it, everybody was like, and there's a cult. There's a cult. I knew it. There was a cult. There's a cult, y'all. And I was just like, finally, thank you. You know, I can move. I can do a lot of things. I'm not a weak person. I'm very hard-headed. I'm determined, and I'm driven. But it would sure make it a whole lot faster and a whole lot easier if, you know, we kind of moved in this direction together. I'd say it's not about hearing it here first. It's about taking what you hear, this, you know, going through it, breaking it down, and then identifying all the red flags and these things that feed into this, and make Chad and Lori, repeat. You know, it's like a freaking cookie cutter, a pattern. And it's not cool. Those of you who were involved with Chad and Lori, y'all are not cool, and y'all are very cowardly people, in my opinion. It's been almost 3 years, and everybody's just like, shh, maybe if we disappear. Oh, no, they're still looking. You know, I mean, come on. Really? It's like trying to hide, and like my kid trying to hide under a damn blanket, and I see him, you know. I see you. You're not doing a very good job of hiding. It's been a lot for me to learn. And then it's like now I've got to be able to speak it, you know. That's where, y'all, Jen, the old mom, it has been so instrumental in this part, for sure. She's been, while she was helping me to find my voice, she was translated being. She was like, I hardly would have to say anything to her. I would just shoot her screenshots. She would shoot me screenshots, whatever. We wouldn't even really talk about it. It was weird. It's weird. It's really cool. You know, and this little bit of, it's like we're on the same wavelength. And that's one person that I've found on that level to just understand, and not so many words, you know. And she's helped me understand a lot of things, and to figure out where it goes from this and turns into that, because I think that is important. That is part of this. That is a lot of this. It's just a fertile ground. It's fertile ground for this to just feed. And I mean, reading these texts from the forum, just the premortal Saturday's Warrior stuff. I didn't know. When I heard that Chad was, and I've even heard, the Julie Rowe, and I will always call her Julie Rowe. Thank you, Kathy. Anyways, oh crap, what was I saying? Rewind. I don't remember. Well, I don't remember what I was going to say, but it was the pickup line. So, I mean, how weird. It was the first time I'd ever heard anybody in my orbit, in my realm, in my lifetime, even if it was made up, it would just be like, what? That is so gross. You and me were married in our past life. You're my favorite wife. I'd run so fast, you'd see none of my elbows, and I'd be going the other way. Grody. It's just weird. And so when I just happened upon it the other day when I was looking for something else, and I was like, whoa, what? And so when you really do read line upon line upon line, you're like, no, honey, no. This is where it is not being governed. This is where people are just really taken off and going their own direction with it because of their fear of death. In my opinion, I'm not a psychiatrist and I'm not a doctor and I didn't graduate college even, but I'm not a dumbass. I'm a human being with common sense and got a little experience in this now. And anyways, so having focused on it, having watched these people, which is horrible. Like, I hate it. It's Jason, you are a freaking saint. You are a trooper, dude. Thank you. Because I mean, y'all, I always am listening and watching and learning, and that's how I've learned. And I didn't know if to what degree they were in their religion. I mean, and it's not just from that. I've learned from everywhere. I mean, it's just because I'm not a dumbass. I mean, we all have that common sense. Like I said, sometimes I feel like it's a superpower because a lot of people lack it these days. Not saying I've always had it. Not saying that I don't give you the deer in headlight look because I'm like, huh? Okay. But sometimes, yes, exactly. Right here. This has been, woo, woo. That's been that right there disturbs me to no end. And it scared me so bad in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, I mean, because I didn't know how to handle everything. This is just when only my uncle was murdered. And I was just trying to process everything. I wanted to process things. My brain, my mind was always racing before this even happened. So, I mean, it was like, it took off. And I have to be mindful and just be like, slow down. You are only one person. I'm telling myself this. I am only one person. I cannot do this alone. I don't want to do this alone. And anyways, but I would literally go to the dollar store and the Dollar General right around the corner, and they would throw away boxes. Okay. And so I would break the boxes down. It was a release for me. And I have these 55-gallon, I had two 55-gallon drums outside, burn barrels. And I remember breaking those boxes down, and it would take energy, right? And oh my God, sometimes the damn things wouldn't tear right. My kids would be sleeping. It was like my time, and I'd light that fire, and then I'd just be like, whoo, they gonna burn their asses off. Thinking of, Chad and Lori. And that sure is going to be hot. I mean, that's when my eyebrows are thin. I spent a lot of time around the damn burn barrels. Exactly. Katie, exactly. I mean, right? My grandfather, my Papa Trahan, he was a Papa Trahan. I'm sorry, I said that so fast. He was a self-made millionaire with a 6th grade level education. I mean, so some people, I have experienced it for myself, engineers, and I've been a helper. I was a helper. I was the bottom of the totem pole, okay, at this refinery. And the engineers would have us go in hands-on, boots on the ground, if per se, and it wouldn't work. And I was like, it's not working. This is not going to work, But just, they have it here. The engineer has it here, whereas the hands-on, they have to work together. And in my opinion, it would behoove them to work together to come up with the right way to execute the work, to get it done. Efficient and effective and all that good stuff. But anyways, but yeah, I mean, just because somebody went to school and graduated, and I mean, kudos. I hated school. And again, I didn't know what I wanted to be. It's not really, I hate math. Ugh. I'm just like, why do I need this again? Besides basic paying, bills and stuff and balancing checkbooks and whatever. Consumer math back in my day. But yeah. So anyways, I just know, not with no degrees, no, nothing like that. And but with common sense, we've got to recognize these red flags. If not, we're not doing the victims one lick of justice. What's the point? There's just going to be more victims. Just wait. It's not when. I mean, it's not if, it's when. It's not if, it's when. So I don't want any more blood spilled. Any more innocent blood spilled. I don't like the formula that has produced these two, these two people because two people fell in lust. It freaked me out because I just knew there were more. And I lived in fear. Blood atonement, yes. Taking things literally. Literally. I mean, I see, when somebody speaks and people take it like they're talking directly to them. And I'm like, wait, they're not, are you sure? Because I'm hearing something different, they're, huh? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know how to address that problem, or even I did, I don't know. There's so many different things to look at. There's so many different aspects to look at. But it's just when you take this factor and you add that factor, and then I guess this was where the math comes in. And then the perversion of it, then it gets twisted. And it gets to where I'm sure their reality seems normal. I mean, I don't know. That fully it do. Right, little Brants? Yeah. And exactly. And I mean, yeah. And I've been working on that. Just I'm wore out right now, mentally. And because she talks so damn much. Julie Bro. I've been working on that for a hot minute, just because I wanted to figure out their definition of multiple probations. Because they say Eric says it's different. Eric Smith says it's different than reincarnation. And I'm like, where? How? And so these are the questions I want to know, or the answers I want to know. And at one point, I even went to, I typed out the whole email and everything, but somehow I don't know where it went. I was like, either he got it or I don't know. It went into outer darkness somewhere. It's traveling, portal travel, whatever. Shit, I'm starting to forget. I'm not as sharp as I was. Different realms, and I mean, again, Julie talks so damn much. I've reached out to her. She acted like I was like media or something, like wanting a damn interview with her. I was like, no, hooker. I was on TikTok, and that's the only time I ever got on TikTok. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm good. But I mean, I got to give it to her. She's taken this and and she has mastered, I'd say mastered how to make money at the cost of my family members' blood. And if anybody gets to be a damn zombie or hold a damn zombie, anything, it's my family. It's Tammy's family. Anybody who is the rippled effect from this. Anybody who was affected by that zombie list. That's to me, in my opinion, that's the only people that can justify what a damn zombie is and what's not. Oh. Yeah. I don't understand Julie. I mean, she's smart. She's a smart little cookie. I give her that. And then, I mean, like, not, she's clever or tricky or, she's really good at manipulating boundaries, twist, just a little bit here, a little bit there, but it ends up being a whole big ass elephant sitting in the room. It's like they were saying one thing, and then they're like, oh no, we've never heard of that. Oh my God, and then they're like, no, it goes like this. And I'm like, not you know this. You're not fooling anybody. Okay. I mean, maybe if they think if they say it enough, then it'll be true. Like a lot of things, like everything else they seem to do. And I think that is actually in the zombie, I call it the zombie doctrine. If you can imagine it, or I forget how it goes. I don't have it in front of me. If you can imagine it, then it's real. Okay, well let's all do some. Let's imagine. Do I need to get a focal point? We'll just imagine Chad and Lori, and then we'll do our prayer. To me, it's just I don't understand. I don't understand that part of it. Where, again, I've been pulled over and harassed by cops over a speeding ticket more than they were. I don't ever call it interrogated because they sure as hell were not ever interrogated. It's like they were there to sell, Girl Scout cookies or I don't even know, like a vacuum cleaner salesman or something. It's the most odd thing I've ever witnessed in my life. Like, can you put the pressure to her a little bit? You were like super jerk to my Uncle Bobby. I'll tell you that. I don't like the way you handled him versus, when he was talking, what's his face? The Chandler detective was talking to Adam Cox. I mean, you can just tell the difference. I mean, they were begging. My Uncle Charles's best friend, Mike Cagle. He's an attorney here also, and he's just like, is there anything that I can do? Anything, let me know. I mean, we're begging. They were begging. Please. I don't know. It's weird. 111, y'all. I've seen nothing but the dang ones. That's signs and symbols. I'm telling you that. My birds. I always say birds of a feather flock together, and that is just the coincidence with finding the feathers. Whenever after Uncle Charles was murdered, I find nonstop found feathers everywhere. It has kind of slacked up though, gotta say. Except when KJ and her husband Wayne came to see and meet us here in Lake Charles. They drove all the way from Tennessee to here. I mean, I'm super honored. And it was amazing just to be able it's like being able to meet you, every one of you, and hug you and thank you and hear your side and just talk about it. There's so much to talk about. And so on my way, actually, Jason and Larry had met. We all met at I'll call it the hurricane house that was damaged in the hurricane. We met at that house, and they were going to cut grass, him and Larry. And so then I left and went ahead on to go meet KJ and Wayne, Mr. Wayne. And right whenever my dad was driving, he was unloading the lawnmower off the trailer. And anyways, and I turned around to go, see if they needed help unhooking the trailer or whatever. And he said, I looked up and he said, what's Kay doing here? And I was like, oh, I said, I'm not even going to deny it. I'm not even going to try. I don't try to deny that I'm like my mom or sound like her. I mean, she is my mom. I do kind of resemble her. I resemble my dad too, though. It's kind of weird. But anyways, I just thought that was kind of funny. And then I was about to get into the truck and I looked down and there's a feather. I was like, wow, it had been a hot minute since I'd had a feather or ran across a feather. When I'm telling you, I'd find them in droves. I've got them everywhere. It's crazy. Hey, pretty lies and alibis. GG. Today is, okay, this is how I'm going to explain it. Anyways, the feather thing was really cool. I'm going to put you on blast real quick. GG. Yeah, that text expanded girl. I went and told a whole story. It's long. All that. I don't know. It's like therapy. Sometimes, and a lot of times I go back to to, go open my text message. I'm like, oh crap, I never did send it. I never did finish writing that little novel. So it's funny. Okay, hold on just one second. I have a mute button right there, and I fail to do so every time. Kathy, well, no, I got it. I wish I could do this without having to get in. And Gigi's going to come in. Gigi's going to come in and visit with us. It might do won't. I hope not. Okay. Okay. And then out. Okay. It's weird. I'm getting better though. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. I just sent it to you, Gigi. And so Gigi and I were talking, and well, I watch all of their podcasts. Well, you know what I mean, podcast videos. I watch all of their videos, all of their content, and I just wanted to. Oh, okay. I'll probably let her tell her side of the story. Welcome everybody. Now,
hey girl.
Hey.
How are you? I've been thinking about you guys today.
Oh, I thank you. We think about y'all. So
it's a day, girl.
It is. I tried to psych myself out. I was like, it's just like yesterday. It's just like tomorrow. It's just like any other day.
Anniversaries are hard.
And then it's like JJ's birthday, and then this, and then Tylee's 20th birthday will be September 24th.
Wow.
And everything in between.
Yeah.
It's just like, what? Okay.
Grief is very heavy, and it comes in waves. I'm going through it right now, and it's, you have days that are good, but those first, even the second and the third and the 20th anniversaries, I think they just are different. They're heavy.
You're different places in life.
You really are.
A different age, yeah. I mean, we see things differently.
You have to grow around your grief. The grief will be there, but you have to learn to just grow around it, because otherwise it'll consume you. And for me right now, this is very fresh. It's been a month, but and then my uncle is on hospice, who's like my dad.
Oh
so
my
it's
God.
just like, come on.
And I like actually have done videos. I've just not published them because me and my problem talking to a camera, or I just haven't finished it in time because I get all, it just messes with my mind, the anniversaries, and it just throws me off.
It does me too. Some people.
And so I'm like, I'm sorry for, I'm addressing it to you in the video as I have, and I'm just like, well, it doesn't help, ding dong, if you don't publish the damn thing, and or text.
Well, the thing is, sometimes just doing a video, if it's just you, if it gets it out and it gives you relief, then keep it private. It's an outlet, and you have to find your way. You have to find your way around your grief, and it is not like cookie cutter. We're all so different. So,
and nobody gets to tell you how to grieve, and we don't get to tell anybody else how to grieve. We don't know what's right and what's wrong. There's no wrong or right way.
There is not.
All right. This thing is just ugly, and it does not allow us, it seems, to grieve or to let it go, because I could turn away from it. I could very well turn my back on it, but then I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm not doing my job.
Yeah, but some days for your mental health, you may have to turn away from it. But the difference with you guys is this: you're grieving murders. Okay, that's a whole other aspect. And not only that, you're grieving in front of the whole world.
with
And so you don't have that privacy of just, you hop on the internet and there may be an article about Lori or Chad staring you in the face on a day where you don't want to see it.
The notifications. It's real. I do turn do not disturb is my best friend. And also it pisses a lot of people off. People just don't even call me anymore. They call Jason. Because I will get distracted with, I'm like, oh, especially in the beginning, because that's how we lived, from tab to tab, from notification to thumbnail to title to story, and got sucker punched over and over and over again. And that was crazy.
Yeah. Well, you guys definitely have a load to carry. And the
I'm glad y'all are here to carry it.
but the flip side of that is you've got this army behind you guys and you have a lot of support and a lot of love. And things will get I think once the judicial process is over, then comes some true healing.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope. And I actually have fear. There's fear in that too, because you're like, oh crap, okay, oh crap, January, allegedly.
Right. Yeah.
Pencil that in.
Right.
But I have to shoot for that. And then
Mhm.
so I just get it just sinks in. It just, I'm like, oh crap, that's 6 months from now, basically. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I got this, I need to do this, that, and then an anniversary comes up, or
Right.
something.
Mhm.
It never allows that wound to heal, or even I don't know. It's just
Or a
insult.
new filing in the case. I mean, that always makes the news. So yeah, I understand, how difficult it is, but just the thing is just cling to those that love you and are experiencing the same thing. That's really going to be your biggest strength.
It has been. I
Yeah.
think we've all said that to everyone. We were like, I know that Larry has shared that this is a big to do in his part and his
Mhm.
healing, but it may not be the same for my mom.
True.
Or at different days. And so it makes it very difficult to even talk to my mother or my father or
Mhm.
my brother, because what if they're not thinking about it?
Right.
And I am,
Mhm.
or vice versa. You don't want to bring it up and then, ruin their day or whatever.
Yeah. No, I get it. Girl, I ain't even ashamed. 2 days ago, I went to a counselor because, for me, it's like she was a daily part of my life. And then when she got sick 6 months ago, I took care of her. I mean, every day with her husband, and we bonded in a way that I didn't think we could bond anymore. And
That's cool.
as a mom of 3, my grandmother, she died on Mother's Day. My grandmother lost her youngest daughter, 54 years old, on Mother's Day. And my mom is they're not taking it well. So I've tried to be strong for them, but at the same time, I have 3 kids that depend on me. So I didn't want it to
You have to function, right?
I didn't want it to sneak up on me and then not be able to get out of the bed. So girl, I'm telling you,
You can't prepare for it.
I don't think, no, you can't.
I
But
tried.
for me, I just decided to be proactive and I called and I said, look, I'm a new patient, but I
I
need,
need help.
yeah. So, yeah,
It's
grief
different.
is just weird.
It is. It's a weird.
It's traumatic. It's
It is.
trauma. It is an
And I already
absolute
had
trauma.
trauma. And I didn't really know it. I didn't really know that I'd already had existing trauma. So this was just compounded. It just it married just like Chad and Lori did. I was like,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
I'm rubber, you're glue. No,
I don't
no.
think I've been on since I met your mom and dad in Vegas.
Oh, no. Yeah,
I
no.
haven't been on here. Can I just say I love them so much?
Mom, she spoke highly of you too.
Oh my gosh, they are just the
I got a cough.
sweetest. Yeah, that was great to meet everybody out there and, but definitely,
I know, I want to go next year. I don't know what
yeah,
this
we're gonna go to Orlando, but, we're not gonna get a table. Number 1, because it's crazy expensive, and I just like walking around talking to
I
everybody.
yeah, no parking on the dance floor. I like to move around. Yeah, but I'm not much of a I don't like I went to this is weird. This is really weird. It was back in the day, I did not wanna fly. I had an uncle that died in a plane crash. His plane, his 2nd plane, it didn't have all the inspection it just wasn't, inspected as well as his one that he always had, his old trusty. And anyways, him and all 7 on board, they crashed in Joplin, Missouri, 2001, I think, and crashed into a house.
Wow.
And I mean, that I was just like, "Oh, hell no, to the no, 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 I'm not getting on the plane. Oh, no." And it's just that I mean, I even went to work on airplanes. That's how much I tried to just face my fear,
Yeah.
and literally sat on top of an Airbus, a FedEx air cargo plane, and I was just like, "Holy crap, this is huge," and somebody can just leave one tool, and that's it.
Right, right.
20 years in federal prison, you go.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
And oh my god, I'm not gonna fly. And so mom was like, "Anywhere." I turned down Italy. I was like, "I'm not going. No, 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 no."
Nah,
I mean,
girl, I'd have tested my fate to go to Italy.
I wouldn't go to Hawaii, to
Yeah.
see Uncle Charles and all and Tylee and none of them. Nope. I was like, "I'll see them when they come through." And anyways, one day she finally got. She was like, "Anywhere." I was like, "Okay, Vegas. All right, we'll go." And so it's just like 2011, 20, yeah. And anyway, so we get there and LSU was playing football that Saturday, and I used to watch football, and the Saints were playing that Sunday, and I'm not a gambler. I gamble with my heart, my feelings,
Right, yeah.
relationships, you know. All of that's always put on the line, but not my money. Hell no.
Right.
You know? And so, we actually ran into this is the weirdest thing. This is just weird. We went to Planet Hollywood for whatever reason. I don't even know. And we ran into Uncle Charles and Aunt Lori.
Oh.
It was freaking now I'm like, "Oh my god, that is weird."
Yeah.
Like, they didn't live there. I sure as hell didn't. I didn't fly anywhere there but once.
Yeah.
Ran into them, and it was just I was like, "Oh my gosh." And the day that Chad, was arraigned I mean, no, his preliminary hearing was August 5th,
Mhm.
okay? And that picture, it was a picture of me and Uncle Charles, and then of me and you can kinda see Lori, and she's, like, doing like that, and I'm just like, and it was August 5th, 2011. And I
Wow.
was like, "No, no, that's weird. That's super weird." 2 the coincidences are
Yeah. I've heard
crazy.
you talk about those before.
They're eerie and they're kinda cool.
Yeah. I'm trying
It's
to see where my kittens are. Oh, wait, I'm gonna show you my
of
new
course, if you're as extra and you do as much damage as these 2 have, and at the magnitude, I guess there would be a lot of coincidences because oh my god, I knew you're never gonna get rid of them, you know that, right?
I know we're fostering, but listen, Sherlock hates me right now, and I'm, like, grieving the loss of the bond we had, but they're so cute.
So you
I just
replace
wanted them to say hi.
I tell it to 2 kitties.
Yeah, I tell 2 kitties. No, Sherlock, like, literally the other night, Crusher, I'm laying in the bed, and the kittens have learned to climb up my bed, and then they'll come get on my belly.
They're
So
cute.
every night at 11:30, Sherlock comes in, and he meows to let me know he's in the house,
Mhm.
and he hopped up on the bed and saw the kittens, and he walked up to me and slapped me in the face and
Oh,
walked
yeah, I
away.
heard you say that. I was like he was like, "Hey."
Hey, when I get
Mom.
done here, I've got some errands to run. I'm going to get the pheromones that, like, you can put on it's supposed to, like, make them more I'm trying everything I can.
Yeah. If not, they go crazy. My
Yeah.
daughter I love pets, y'all, but I wouldn't have anything more than a fish. Okay, I don't want to have to pick up pee, poop, all that stuff, and I just didn't want. Actually, in all actuality, I just didn't want to get attached.
Yeah, it's hard.
Come to find out,
It's like losing a family member. I had a dog I got when I was 20, and she died when I was 40. So that dog went through marriage, 3 babies being born. She would like when my kids were sick, she would sit up all night long by their bed and not go to sleep. Like oh my gosh, when she died, man, it was traumatic. So that's the
loss is a
downside.
loss, right? A
Yeah.
loss. I try to let everybody here know, like, mine is no greater. It's not a comparison,
Yeah.
I mean, it's extra. I'm not gonna lie, but it would be really hard to do it without y'all. Like, I can't imagine. At first, I couldn't imagine doing it. I was like, who are all these people?
Yeah.
What?
It's just people that care about you, though. I mean,
But
every person in here cares, and that's
foreign.
pretty cool to have.
It's amazing. And so
Yeah.
it's like I've seen and, acknowledge and reflect off both sides of that spectrum. And I'm like, oh my God, how do we do this with the public? And then I was like, now I'm like, how do other families who don't get the traction? Because they were so damn flamboyant and just weird. They are so freaking weird with their stuff. And so everybody was like, it was a train wreck. You can't look away.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for everybody out there who still or currently has a missing family member and they never have found them. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God that 2 years ago today, Tylee and JJ, they were brought to light.
Mhm.
And it was the birth of Pretty Lies and Alibis and your podcast. And
It was. It's kind of bittersweet. We just decided not to celebrate today, just in remembrance of what happened 2 years ago. We're going to do something Sunday, but for us, this day will always be about Tylee and JJ. That's what it's about. It's,
it is,
but it was also the birth of justice. It was the beginning of the long road to justice.
That's it.
And it was unfortunately the sad answer to the question, where are the kids? We were so invested, the whole country was invested and so many people had different opinions and nobody really could imagine.
The signs in Hawaii, where are the kids? I mean, just random people were like, where are your damn kids?
Yeah, because people care.
They do.
And I think the really beautiful thing is the legacy of JJ and Tylee will outlive the drama of Lori and Chad. And I'm super partial to autistic kids. I taught autistic kids for a year. They gave me a class at a high school. They were like, we don't have a teacher. You want it? Yeah. I just actually had a student pass away. He had an asthma attack and died, and it just devastated me. And then I have a little nephew who's we have custody of a boy, and he's our family. And I'll tell you, this is what I love about him. Autistic kids just tell it like it is. So we were at family's house after my aunt died, and his iPad, I noticed it wasn't working, and I said, Carter, did your iPad die? And he said, no, Angie did. It's just like, how can you not love that?
I mean, come on.
But they give the most pure love without judgment. But they also tell you, he'll tell me, I don't like your haircut. You look old. It's just, gosh, I love it.
My daughter is very real like that with me too. I'm like, girl, good, no filter. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You just had to say,
Yeah. I just think it's so sad for me that Tylee, she was always a tool for her mother, even back in the Joe Ryan days. It doesn't seem like Tylee really was able to experience a normal childhood. I think JJ did. Charles made sure of that.
Yeah.
But I always feel so bad for Tylee because she was just always at the mercy of her mom's craziness.
But oh my God. exactly. It's just like when there is a huge oak tree. Okay, that's Lori. And then she just overshadowed everybody, especially her children.
Yeah.
And she didn't allow them to grow because
No.
she's too busy hogging all the damn nutrients and the sunlight, and Lord knows she needs some light in
Yeah.
her life. But I mean, that is disgusting. And I
Yeah,
mean,
it really
I
is.
wasn't aware of all these things in general. Yeah, I mean, I have experienced parental alienation, so I'm with Joe. I am right here with Joe Ryan.
Yeah.
Um, that is parental alienation. That woo, that pisses me off. I've experienced it, and it's bullshit, and it hurts. You grieve somebody. You grieve your child. I grieved my son who
Mhm.
was still breathing,
Right.
and
Well,
I couldn't touch it. I couldn't get my hands on. I couldn't get to him.
yeah, and it's the same with Joe Ryan, we talked to Tom Ware, who was
Mhm.
it was Tylee's liaison in the courts, and he never, believed anything that was negative about Joe. Excuse me.
Right.
But, the one thing that stood out to me about Joe Ryan is if you look at his driver's license picture from
Mhm.
before all the drama and then that last one, that
Puffy.
poor man was
Yeah.
defeated and
That's
worn
what
out.
she assassinated his character. That's what I say. She killed his soul. If we can't prove anything else, we know that. We know she
100%.
killed she murdered his soul.
He is a
I guess
5th victim of her, whether she did it with her hands or with her
yeah.
mouth and her actions. But,
He's
yeah, I
incompetent.
agree. To alienate a parent from a
Yes.
child is so selfish. And,
It's
my
a pawn.
ex-husband.
It's a pawn. It is a
Ri
pawn. Then to have your
Right.
brother attack him.
Yeah. But, like my ex-husband and I, we take our kids on vacation once a year.
That's how
It's
it's supposed to be.
yeah,
I've had my
together.
ex-husband live with us at one point in time because I was working so much, and I was like, well, the next best thing to me is her dad.
Right.
And I mean, that sounds psychotic to some people, and that's how I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It was what was best for my daughter. It didn't
Mhm.
have to, benefit me or her dad. It was the best for her.
Mhm.
And I mean, you just do what you have to do to make it work. Co-parenting. It's That means both. Um,
100%. And when we were going through our divorce, and it was circumstances beyond both of our control. He's one of my best friends. I mean,
right.
we talk
You
every
just
day.
you grow
Just there
apart.
was there were some issues that were brought on by a medical condition. He nearly died of spinal meningitis, and it just affected some things. And
And
um,
without knowing that's going on, you're like, "What's going on?" Yeah, I can
yeah,
imagine.
he is a wonderful person, and he is recovered from all that now. But, we both sat down and said, "Look, these are our babies. They're yours, they're half yours, half mine, and we can do this 2 ways, and we can ruin our kids and be
Yeah.
selfish, or we can say, 'Hey, we're still your parents.'" It's not uncommon for him to, like, use the code in the door, and I wake up, and he's sitting there drinking a cup of coffee and got one ready for me.
You're like, "What up?"
But what Lori did to Tylee was one of the greatest sins I think that a mother can do is to
Yes,
condition a child to
yeah.
not, you know
I mean, this is people that I worked with a lot of men, and I pay child support, and they were like, "No, you don't." I was like, "Yes, I do. I pay child support. I don't mind. It's the least I could do. I
Right.
never got it, but I'll be down. No, I got this. That's my. I'll yeah. Mm-mm.
Yep,
And
and
so
that's
we went toe to toe on that, and I was like, okay, I understand. It's not fair. It's not, in my opinion, it's not looked at fairly in the judicial system. Um, there's flaws, just
there
as
are flaws.
everything
Yeah.
else. And I mean, there's so many issues on that, but I mean,
Yeah.
I totally relate. I never met Joe Ryan in my life,
Mhm.
but and like I didn't really know Tylee that well, but it's
Right,
like I
yeah.
know them, and I
Mhm.
have the essence of them, you know?
Yeah, they're very connected to all this, and it's just like us. We never knew JJ or Tylee or Joe or Charles, but we feel
We
like we
talk like
do.
we do. Yeah, I mean, we're all,
Yeah. We
uh,
go to bat for them, never met them a day in their life, but, I
when
mean,
that
we
word
feel
comes
like
up.
they're a part of us too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really an amazing it's a bittersweet experience.
Mhm.
It's a bittersweet, I don't even know, I guess experience. I don't know what else to call it. To
Yeah.
have to go through this
Mhm.
and I mean, I do try to see the silver lining in everything. I do. I
Mhm.
try to find the positive out of the negative. Um, and I mean, I see, and I've seen this for so long. I've seen just how amazing and how supportive and how much love, how much that really does help lift your spirits and help you get through all this stuff. Because I mean, I've already read all the text myself, but I hear and I always revisit things because I'm like, I didn't know what I know now then. And so
Right.
I keep growing in all this. And then I recognize something. I'm like, oh God, oh my God. Okay. And it's really fascinating how this,
It is, and, we're going back because it's gonna take months to do, as far as to do the episodes, but we're starting from before Lori and
it's worth
Chad
it.
met.
It's worth
But
it.
even as much as we know about the case, reading through this stuff, it connects dots that you hadn't connected before a year ago, getting the documents,
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's why we're doing what we're doing, and,
Well, this is, yeah, I like how y'all do that. While they're texting this, they're doing that. This happened this day.
mhm.
I like how y'all are adding that in. And I want to tell everybody here that I have a podcast of Chad, and it's 2 days before my uncle's murder.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I want to share it. I haven't had the time. I really,
Mhm.
honestly. And I'm no thirsty, but thank you. Anyway, so I mean, in it's so much insight. These They were doing all these podcasts and
Yeah.
all this, like nothing was, not a care in the world. And I'm just like, y'all are freaking morbid. Y'all are
Yeah.
really disgusting and despicable. And
Yeah, it's the worst of the worst, and,
it is.
that's why they have the charges they have and the potential penalties for those charges, and, you know, we shall see
Yeah.
what happens, but I just wanted to hop on and let you know that we love you, and, tell your mom and dad we're thinking of them, and, just, my ear is always open, my texts are always open, and you got a friend in me, girl.
I, you know how earlier I shared
Yeah.
you had sent a song to me one day and it was Pink.
I posted it today on our social media.
And it was, thank you, babe. And it was, I had never heard, I mean, I love Pink. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm like, oh my God, ADD, damn it. Anyways, but you had sent that song to me and it's, I don't remember the
Yeah.
name of it. Color Me with
It's
Sunshine.
Beam Me Up, and if you
Okay.
guys go on our social media, I actually posted it today.
So Jen, oh my goodness, my nose, it just, somebody wants to, does it mean somebody talking about me or somebody wants to kiss me? I forget the adage. Anyways, and so I did a video, but anyways, I've never shared it publicly. And I have a video of my mom, well, no, Todd, my brother, opening
Mhm.
this gift. Oh my God. To that song. I mean, and then my mom and my dad opening. And anyways, and I did upload it, but it's just for Jen, and
Yeah.
it's just to show her and it play that song to it. And of course I've got a copyright thing on it, but I don't care.
Well, of course, but
It
that's
goes.
okay. Yeah, it's, I think in lyrics, and,
I do too.
literally
It sucks.
literally all day, somebody will say something to me, and I'm like, singing in my head
I'm like
something, and
over here
yeah.
and over there. I know.
So, well,
Crazy.
if you ever need anything, you know where I am, and we appreciate you guys so much. We got your back,
Thank
100%.
you
We're
so
on your
much.
team.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everything that y'all do and have done. And I know that, I mean, it, yes, it could, the story, it sucks. It's
Yeah.
ugly. It's gross. It's the worst of the worst. Okay, like you said, but this is with the light. This is the light, and this is where they live on. This is their legacy. This is how we tell their story. And I've got chill bumps, and they're all up in here, and yeah,
That's good. But don't ever forget how far you've come. You've come a really long way in a couple of years. So give yourself credit for that because you are an awesome, resilient person and you have really come a long way. And you still have a ways to go. It's
Oh,
always going to evolve. But
yes.
look 2 years back, look at today, and you're making that progress. And I'm super proud of you. And keep on
Thank,
keeping on, sister.
thank you. I
All
love you.
right.
Love
All
always
right.
wins. I'm gonna
Love
go
you
on that
guys
note
too.
too.
I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, I know. I need it's time. I'm tired of sitting in the chair. My butt hurts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
thank
I've
you.
had 5 cups of coffee, so my bladder's like, "Hey, girl."
I need that. I need to try coffee again because
Yeah,
I'm
you do. All right. Well, take it easy. We will see you soon, Crusher.
all right. Love y'all.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
guys. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. I guess I just don't ever. I mean, I see what people are saying when they say that I've grown, and I feel it. I feel that I've grown, and I'm growing and growing. Still going. But it's just not what I set out to do, and so it's like not even on my mind to. It wasn't like a goal to be like I'm gonna grow and evolve. But it's super cool perk that comes with it, and I mean, you guys all help me find my voice because I've questioned myself, how the hell are you going to be a voice for them if you can't even talk and be confident and speak where people can comprehend what I am saying? It is hard to follow me. I get it. I jump around. I don't make sense. And a lot of that, I have got to blame it. It's the trauma. I don't know how else to explain it. It is what it is. That's something I can't control. I don't know. It's a work in progress, and you guys have been just so patient and understanding and compassionate and empathetic, and you guys are amazing. And I love that we have each other. You know, I'm truly, truly grateful for this and for y'all. And thank y'all for putting up with my tardiness. And I really was just, it's something I wanted to do today. It wasn't to, show up and show out or anything. It was more to show myself. But then I did stutter step as I do when things are uncomfortable. But I guess it's just keep on pushing. That's the only thing I know how to do. And thank you, Kathy, for the pep talk backstage before. I was like, yeah, how'd you know? I'm just sitting back here like just all crazy. And I know once I push go live, I know that it's going to be okay. It's just, I don't know what that is. I don't know, but that's all I know is just to share with y'all. It's real. It's raw. This is me. I don't try to be somebody I'm not. I am who I am, and it is what it is. This is what we were dealt. This is how I handle it. It's nobody has a right way or a wrong way of dealing with their grief. I just kind of thought, hey, I'm gonna, start sharing some videos on I guess what I have a YouTube channel, right? And then I just wanted to show people. I wanted to show people the human side of of our family, of all the victims, of Tylee, Charles, Tammy, Joe, and JJ. I'm starting to get better saying them out of order. If y'all didn't notice, I kind of always say them in order. Sometimes I have to do this, but I mean, they're never not on my mind, never. And I know a lot of people do share, you know, like like I guess some people do express this, and I'm like, okay, I don't know, I'm doing the best I can. I don't know how else to do it, and it's not, I don't really know how to say that. It's I don't love one over the other. I just have more experiences with one over the other. That's all, you know. So I don't have any stories to share about Joe because I never met him. I don't know that much about him. I just know that that woman sucked the life out of him in one way or another or more. I know that she robbed him of being a dad. She robbed Tylee from her dad. She robbed everybody. She robs everybody. And it just sucks. It sucks. But that doesn't mean that I don't care. I care. I love everybody, everyone. I don't know. I just imagine where they'd be today, you know? And I like to think that they are here in spirit, you know, that they're here. And that's what I try to express, you know. That's when I feel them, is when we talk about them, right? When we talk about them, they're here. So when we stop talking about them, that freaks me out. I'm like, that's when they really die. But if we continue to talk about them and tell their story, they never die. Does that make any sense? It does to me. Or, you know, I'm going to get better at being a better storyteller, you know, a better speaker. It's something I want to do. I want to improve because I think it's important. You know, I've always dealt with difficult issues that I've dealt with and from a kid on up. If anything got uncomfortable, I would just crack jokes. That's what I'd do. I mean, and some I'm just like, oh yeah, totally awkward, right? You know, oh God, I can't believe I just said that. But then again, I don't feel like I have to apologize for who I am. I mean, it's just who I am. And it's how I dealt with things and deal with things. Now, you know, I mean, I guess not everybody is for everybody. There's a lot of people who can relate with me. There's a lot of people that can relate with other family members. I mean, we all different strokes from different folk, yeah. See, I can mess stuff up like crazy. Different strokes for different folks. They are in heaven, and they are. Mm-hmm. There was a story when, and I'm gonna close with this, and because it's beautiful and funny. My brother is, he's not a guy of many words, you know. He speaks through music a lot. He's just always been like that. I don't see him changing now. He doesn't, you know, some people don't have to say as many words. Some are like me, and I'm just, if there's silence, I feel like I need to feel it. And that's where I go wrong. But it's neither here nor there. And Todd had shared this with me a long time, you know, right. I don't remember if the kids had been found or not, or if they were missing. But I had finally got to talk to my brother one-on-one, just he and I. Anyways. And he opened up a little bit, and he said, and I mean, this is his perspective. I'm his sister. I love my brother. I love my nephew. I love my uncle. I love Tylee. I love I don't want any of this bad stuff going on, right? And Todd told me, he said, in just 7 years, my son's life and death. Well, yeah, so they did find him. Okay. He said that has his son, basically his son's story has reached so many people. He said, there's no way, I can basically feel his, supersede that or compete with that, or I don't even know. I really don't even know how to say it. I can't interpret it for him, but probably should have polished that up before I told anybody. But I mean, he was like, I really feel like, in a sense, he was like JJ was a prophet, and not like the one mighty and strong. I'm just saying we're all prophets, in my opinion. We all have a relationship if we believe that way. If we don't, that's okay too. But for those who do believe in God, I believe that we're all our mouthpieces for God. We're all vessels, just passing, and we cross paths with people, and it's really neat. And so it was also awesome because whenever Todd said that, he was like, in a sense, I feel like, my son has basically touched so many lives in just a short little bit of time. And I was like, I was proud to hear, I felt filled with joy. And it resonated with me. And I was like, I have to agree with you, bub. I really think so too, but what I love seeing is that my brother is, he's working on himself. And that to me is change is the best apology, in my opinion. Like, don't tell me you're sorry. That's what I tell my kids. Don't just say sorry. It's an empty word if you don't back it up, right? So you can show me better than you can tell me. And I can show you better than I can tell you. So by changing within, that's where it begins, it's where it begins. Just becoming aware of your own bullshit. That's what I call it. Being aware of my own bullshit. Once I'm aware of my own bullshit, trust me, there's more that evolve. And I'm like, oh, okay, I do that too. But I mean, the more I see these things and recognize these things in myself, I'm not perfect, is what I'm saying. None of us are perfect. And until we can even be aware of what we are even doing to ourselves and projecting onto others, then we really have no say-so to pass judgment on somebody else. That's how I feel. And vice versa, I don't know. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why. None of us will ever, we'll never know why this happened. I think we'll get answers to how, where, when, what, all that good stuff. But the whys, and that's what we all want to know. Why? That's all I ever hear. And I'm just like, is that a rhetorical question? Because I mean, there's really no answer for that. I don't know. Bitches be crazy. I don't know. But anyways, it's weird. This is just the weirdest thing. And I just know I miss them. I miss them. I do. I miss my family. You know, just a regular dysfunctional family prior to this. And now it's like, what? You know? But obviously, I mean, it just makes, it just, oh my God, I can't talk all of a sudden. Gigi, did you take my my voice or what? That my lip is dry right here. So anyways, let me go ahead. I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to publish some memory videos. And then there's going to be one, and it's just one video that's almost, I mean, it's literally, I just have to do a couple of final touches on it. And it's more shining light on the darkness and then allowing their light to shine. So one's for the victims. The other one is for the accused. So anyways, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything y'all do, everything y'all, oh my God, I just appreciate everything y'all do for us, my family, the love, the prayers, the support. It all matters. You matter. I love you. Love always wins. Justice for Tylee, JJ. Justice for Charles, justice for Tammy, justice for Joe, and justice for Brandon. God's army and may, oh gosh, it just, we got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. So I'll be talking to Kathy. I'll be talking to y'all soon. I love y'all. I'll see y'all Sunday. I might have to schedule around Gigi, because I mean, I don't know. I think she had planned on doing it around the same time that we normally do ours, but that's okay. I mean, we'll adjust. That way we can be in both places. So I'm glad she came on today. And we love you, Fruit Loop. But thank y'all. I love y'all. Goodbye.